People always ask me, Jessa, how do you keep track of everyone? Honestly, even for us, 2026 has been a year like no other. From welcoming my own sixth miracle, Edward Owen, to seeing my big sister, Jana, finally step into motherhood, our family is growing at a pace that feels like a true blessing from above. We are officially crossing the 40 grandchild mark, and the stories behind these new lives are more incredible than you've heard in the headlines. Today, I'm taking you inside the Seewald house, John and Abbie's winter surprise, and the quiet moments with our newest nieces and nephews that the cameras usually miss. This isn't just a list of names. It's the story of a new generation finding their way in a very big family. Grab a coffee, settle in, and let's count our blessings together, all 40 of them. The 2026 Duggar baby boom starts right now. Welcome to our home. If you've followed our family for a while, you know that things are rarely quiet around here, but 2026 has brought a level of excitement I can't even describe. We used to say we were counting on, but now we're counting grandchildren, and we've officially crossed the 40 grandchild mark. It feels like just yesterday I was holding my firstborn Spurgeon and wondering how I'd ever handle being a mom of one. Now, looking at my parents, Jim, Bob, and Michelle, and seeing them surrounded by 40 little faces at Sunday dinner, it's a beautiful, chaotic picture of God's faithfulness. This year, the baby boom has touched almost every branch of the family tree. From Arkansas to California, the news of new life has kept our group chat buzzing nonstop. It's a season of new beginnings, and I'm so honored to be the one to tell you the stories of the newest little ones who are making our hearts so full. In our own house, the biggest news of 2026 was the arrival of our sixth child, Edward Owen Seewald. Ben and I were so thrilled to welcome him into the family, though I have to admit, going from 5 kids to 6 is a whole different ballgame. Edward is such a peaceful baby. He has Ben's eyes and a sweetness that has already wrapped the older kids around his finger. Spurgeon, Henry, Ivy, Fern, and George have all taken their roles as big siblings so seriously. Our house is loud, there are toys in every corner, and I'm definitely drinking more coffee than ever before. But I wouldn't trade this life for anything. People often ask how I manage it all, especially with the pressure of being in the public eye. But the truth is, I just take it one day at a time. Edward Owen is the perfect addition to our crew, and seeing him grow alongside his cousins who were born just weeks apart is one of my favorite parts of this year. One of the most emotional moments for our family this year was watching my big sister, Jana, become a mother. For so many years, Jana was the one helping all of us with our babies. She was the second mom to so many of her nieces and nephews. So, when she and Stephen welcomed little Archie Gerald Wissmann into the world, it felt like the whole family took a collective breath of joy. Seeing Jana hold her own son for the first time was something I'll never forget. She is such a natural mother. She has this calm, patient way about her that I've always admired. Archie is just precious, and he's already being spoiled by all of us. It's so special to see Jana finally in this season of life after she spent so much time serving everyone else. She and Stephen are doing an amazing job, and Archie Gerald is already the little star of the Wissmann and Duggar family gatherings. While the arrival of Edward Owen and Archie Gerald kept us busy in the summer and fall, the winter brought its own beautiful surprise. My brother John and his wife Abbie officially shared that they are expecting their third child in early 2026. It's been so wonderful to watch their family grow, and John and Abbie have such a unique, calm energy. Abbie, being a nurse, always has this steady presence, and John is just the most devoted dad you'll ever meet. They kept the news quiet for a while, just enjoying the secret during the holiday season before sharing it with the rest of the family. I remember the day they told us we were all gathered for a family meal, and seeing the joy on their faces just reminded me of why we cherish these moments so much. Their daughter Gracie and son Charlie are already talking about being big siblings. It's going to be a busy winter for them, and honestly, our family group chat has been flooded with name suggestions and nursery ideas. Watching them navigate parenthood with such grace is an inspiration. And we can't wait to meet grandchild number 40-something very soon. With 40 plus grandchildren in the family now, it's easy to focus on the babies, but I love looking back at the original 10. These are the oldest grandkids, the ones who first made our parents, Jim, Bob, and Michelle, into Pops and Lolly. Mackenzie, Michael, Marcus, Meredith, Mason, and Mariella, Josh, and Anna's children are growing up so fast. Then there's Jill's boys, Israel and Samuel, and my own oldest, Spurgeon. It feels like just yesterday we were all in the thick of diapers with them, and now they are becoming young leaders in the family. They are the ones helping the toddlers find their shoes and making sure the little ones don't wander off during our big outdoor gatherings. Seeing them interact is like watching a replay of our own childhood, but with a new perspective. They have such deep bonds with one another despite living in different houses or even different states. They represent the first chapter of this massive new generation, and seeing their characters develop, their interests in music, sports, and helping around the house makes me so proud to be their aunt. If the older kids are the leaders, the mid-tier group is definitely the source of all the energy. This is the group of toddlers and young children like my daughters Ivy and Fern and my son George. Then you have Joy's kids, Gideon, Evelyn, and Gunnar, and John's little ones. This age is pure, beautiful chaos. At our family get-togethers, this is the group you'll find running across the big lawn or huddled under a table building a fort. Life with toddlers means my house is rarely quiet and never perfectly clean, but it is always full of life. I've learned that at this stage, you just have to lean into the mess. Whether it's Fern trying to help me bake or Ivy organizing her dolls on the living room rug, these are the years where their personalities really start to shine. It's exhausting. I'm definitely drinking my coffee in several sittings, but it's also the most rewarding thing in the world to see them learn and explore. They are the heart of the 2026 baby boom, and they keep all of us on our toes every single day. Even as we all move out and start our own homes, the big house remains the center of our world. My parents, Jim, Bob, and Michelle, have always said their goal was to have a house full of laughter, and in 2026, they've certainly achieved that. Every time we walk through those doors with our arms full of babies and diaper bags, you can see the light in their eyes. My dad is always ready for a Pops wrestling match on the floor, and my mom has this incredible way of making every single grandchild feel like they are her favorite. They've mentioned before that their goal, or maybe more of a dream, is to hit 100 grandchildren one day at 40. Plus, we're almost halfway there, and with the way things are going this year, we might get there sooner than we thought. They've worked so hard to create a space where everyone feels welcome, and seeing them transition from parents of 19 to grandparents of 40 is a beautiful lesson in legacy. They aren't just watching us raise our kids, they are actively cheering us on every step of the way. After 6 babies, I feel like I've finally mastered the art of the hospital bag. It's a topic that comes up constantly in our sisterhood group chat. Whether it was for Edward Owen this past year or helping Jana prepare for Archie Gerald, we are always sharing tips on what you actually need. My biggest advice? Comfort is king. I always pack my favorite robe, some cozy socks, and a long-length charging cord for my phone so I can keep family updated. But beyond the physical items, it's about the mental preparation. I've learned to trust the process and lean on my faith during those intense hours of labor. Every birth is different. Some are fast, some are long, and some don't go exactly as planned. But the end result is always a miracle. I tell my sisters, especially the new moms, to bring something that reminds them of home, a specific pillow, or a favorite tea. It's those small comforts that help you stay grounded while you're waiting to meet your new little one for the very first time. One of the most frequent questions I get is, Jessa, do the kids actually know all their cousins? With over 40 grandchildren in the family now, it's a valid question. In early 2026, our family gatherings look a bit like a small convention. But the amazing thing is, the connection between these kids is so deep. Because many of them are so close in age, they aren't just cousins, they are best friends. Whether it's my son Spurgeon playing with Jill's boys, Israel and Samuel, or my daughter Ivy spending time with her cousins at the big house, these bonds are the heart of our family. We make a huge effort to get everyone together for Sunday dinners and holidays. Just this past Christmas, we had almost all the sisters back together in Arkansas for the first time in years, including Ginger and her crew. Watching 40 little ones run across the yard or huddle together to watch a movie is a beautiful kind of chaos. We want our children to grow up knowing they have a massive support system, a literal army of family members who will always have their backs. It takes a lot of coordination, and our group chat is constantly pinging with logistics, but seeing the joy on their faces when they reunite makes every bit of the planning worth it. Naming a baby is such a significant responsibility, and in our family, we all have our own unique traditions. For Ben and me, we've always loved names with deep spiritual or historical meaning. Our newest addition, Edward Owen, born in July 2025, follows that path. We gave him his name 5 days after he was born, just like we did with his older brothers Spurgeon and Henry. We wanted something conventional but strong, and Edward felt like the perfect fit for our 10-pound miracle. Then you look at Jana's choice for her first son, Archie Gerald Wissmann. I love that they chose Gerald to honor Stephen's family heritage. It's a normal name that fans actually really embraced. We've moved away from the letter themes our parents used, like the 19J names, and instead, each sister is finding a style that fits her own little family. Ginger chose Finnegan for her third child, which has such a fresh, modern feel. Every name represents a prayer we have for our children's futures. Whether it's a theologian's name or a family heirloom, these names are the first gifts we give our babies. And we don't take that choice lightly. I want to take a moment to talk about my sister Jill. She has always been one of the strongest people I know, but early February 2026 brought a new challenge for her family. Jill recently shared that she and her boys were involved in a frightening car accident. Hearing that news sent us all to our knees in prayer. Thankfully, they are recovering, but it was a sobering reminder of how quickly things can change and how much we need to cherish every moment. Jill has been through so much. Losing her daughter Isla Marie in 2024 was a heartbreak that touched us all deeply. Seeing her navigate her healing journey, while still being such a devoted mom to Israel, Samuel, and Freddie, is truly inspiring. Despite the distances or the differences in our lives, the bond of sisterhood is unbreakable when things get tough. We are all surrounding her with love as she focuses on her family's physical and emotional recovery. She's a warrior, and her faith continues to be the anchor that keeps her steady through the storms of life. While most of us are still in the Arkansas area, Jinger's life in Los Angeles always brings a different perspective to our family gatherings. She's truly embraced her life on the West Coast, but 2026 has seen her reconnecting with her roots in a big way. This past Christmas was so special because Jinger, Jeremy, and their 3 kids, Felicity, Evangeline, and their new son, Finnegan, spent the holidays with us at the big house. It was the first time they'd been back for Christmas Day since 2016. Seeing Jinger introduce her girls to her childhood room and watching them play broomball with all the cousins was a highlight of the year. She's found a balance between her new Hollywood lifestyle and the traditions she grew up with. Jeremy even surprised her with a wedding ring upgrade while they were here, with their kids participating in a sweet little ceremony. Jinger's influence has helped us all realize that you can grow and change while still honoring where you came from. Having her back in the mix, even for just a few weeks, made the 2026 baby boom feel complete. With so many babies arriving, our house and the houses of my siblings are constantly in a state of nursery prep. In our home, we've shifted things around to make room for Edward Owen, and I've shared some of those updates on my vlog. But right now, we're all eyes on Abbie. She's in the home stretch of her pregnancy with baby Faye 3, due any day now in early 2026. Watching her and John David get their nursery ready for Charlie's new little sibling has been so fun. Then there's Jana, who finally got to design a nursery of her own for little Archie. She's always been the one helping us decorate, so seeing her Archie Gerald setup was so rewarding. We've all become pros at choosing the most durable cribs and the softest swaddles. The Sisterhood group chat is full of links to nursery gear and hand-me-down offers. Every new nursery is a sanctuary, a quiet place where we rock our babies and pray over them in the middle of the night. As we prepare to welcome grandchild number 41, these rooms are a reminder that our family's story is still being written, one miracle at a time. One of the biggest questions we get is, are you all still homeschooling? The answer is a resounding yes. In early 2026, the logistics of education for over 40 grandchildren are, well, they're intense. Most of us sisters have chosen to carry on the tradition we grew up with, but we're doing it with a modern twist. In my house, with Spurgeon, Henry, and Ivy all in school age now, our dining table is the command center. We use a lot of online resources and co-ops that didn't exist when I was a kid. The amazing part is seeing the cousins learn together. Sometimes we'll have big house school days where several of us sisters bring our kids together for science projects or history lessons. It's a way for the 40-plus grandkids to not just play together, but to grow intellectually together. We want them to have a solid foundation of faith and knowledge, but we also want them to have the freedom to follow their individual interests, whether that's music, building, or nature. It takes a lot of patience and about 3 pots of coffee, but seeing that spark of curiosity in their eyes makes every lesson worth it. Even in this season of a baby boom, our hearts never forget the little ones who aren't in our arms. Amidst the joy of 40-plus grandchildren, we carry the quiet weight of the babies we've lost. I think of our baby we lost before, Henry, and I think of the losses my sisters have endured. Jill's recent loss of Isla Marie in 2024 was a heartbreak that shook us all to the core. Then there's the memory of Lauren's first baby, Asa, and Joy's daughter, Annabelle. These silent seasons are a part of our story, too. In our family gatherings, we don't shy away from talking about them. We want our living children to know about their siblings in heaven. Every new birth, like Edward Owen or Archie Gerald, is a reminder of the fragility of life and the goodness of God. We celebrate the boom, but we also hold space for the grief. Those babies are just as much a part of the Duggar legacy as the 40 cousins running around the big house today, and their names are forever etched in our family's heart. If you think cooking for 19 was a lot, you should see us now. Sunday dinner at the big house in 2026 is a logistical feat that requires military-grade planning. We are regularly feeding 60 to 70 people every single week. My mom, Michelle, is still the queen of the kitchen, but now she has a literal army of daughters and daughters-in-law to help. We've moved beyond the tater tot casserole days. Now it's massive taco bars, giant pots of chili, or outdoor BBQs where John David and Austin take over the grills. The noise level is incredible. You have babies crying, toddlers laughing, and the older kids running broomball games in the hallway. We go through gallons of milk and dozens of loaves of bread in a single afternoon. But there is something so sacred about that chaos. It's the one time a week where the 2026 baby boom is all in one room. It's where we share our updates, pray together, and remind ourselves that no matter how big the world gets, this is home. People often ask if we miss being on Counting On. Honestly, we've found a peace in this new chapter that we never had before. Since the show ended, we've had to redefine how we share our lives. Many of us, like myself, Joy, and Jinger, have moved toward YouTube and social media where we hold the camera. We get to choose what the world sees and, more importantly, what stays private. We aren't decorating for a production crew anymore. We're decorating for our families. This baby boom of 2026 is being documented by us, for us. While we're grateful for the platform we had, there is a special kind of freedom in living a life that isn't dictated by ratings or camera schedules. We can be real in a way that television didn't always allow. Our kids are growing up with cameras occasionally around, but it's their mom or dad holding them, and that makes all the difference in the world. The show might be over, but our story is just getting started. The greatest support system I have in 2026 isn't a book or a website. It's my sisters. There is a unique bond between those of us who are raising this next generation together. Me, Joy, Abbie, Lauren, and now Jana, we are in the thick of it at the exact same time. Our group chat is a lifeline. It's where we ask for teething advice at 200 a.m., where we share nursery inspiration, and where we vent about the exhausting days. When Jill had her accident, we were each other's first call. When Jana became a mom, we were all there with meals and swaddles. We've moved past the competition of the younger years and into a deep, seasoned friendship. We understand the specific pressures of our family name, and we protect each other fiercely. This 2026 baby boom has brought us closer than ever because we realize we're not just raising cousins, we're raising the future together. I don't know where I'd be without this circle of women, and I'm so thankful my children get to grow up seeing what true sisterhood looks like. I know there are moms out there watching this who feel like they are just barely treading water. Whether you have one baby or 6 like me, the early years are demanding. My biggest piece of advice is to give yourself grace. Our houses don't have to be perfect, and our schedules don't have to be rigid to raise happy, healthy kids. I've learned that the days are long, but the years are so incredibly short. Focus on the heart of your child more than the mess on the floor. Take the time to enjoy the quiet moments, even if they only last 5 minutes. And don't be afraid to ask for help, whether it's from your husband, a sister, or a friend. Motherhood wasn't meant to be a solo journey. When I look at Edward Owen and his cousins, I see the reward for all the sleepless nights and the selfless days. You are doing a work that matters, and even on the days where you feel like you're failing, remember that to your children, you are their whole world. Keep your eyes on the big picture and cherish the miracle of the life you've been given. As we close this chapter on the 2026 baby boom, I can't help but look toward the future. We've officially crossed 40 grandchildren, and honestly, we're just getting started. If you do the math, my parents' dream of reaching 100 grandchildren isn't just a fantasy, it's a very real possibility. But for us, it's never been about the number, it's about the souls. Each of these 40-plus kids is a unique individual with a purpose and a story to tell. My prayer for this next generation is that they grow up with a deep love for God and a fierce loyalty to one another. I want them to look back at 2026 and remember it as the year their family grew closer, not just larger. We are building something that will outlast any television show or news headline. We are building a family that stands together through car accidents, through losses, and through the greatest joys. Thank you for being a part of our journey and for following along as we grow. The table might be getting longer and the house might be getting louder, but our hearts have never been more ready. Here's to the next 40 miracles.